Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins, and welcome to the Fat Boy Cartel podcast. For this episode number 8, we had a special guest, the Bouncer, and unfortunately during this episode we experienced some very dramatic technical difficulties. About midway through our interview with the Bouncer, we started to lose connection issue. We had connection issues with our Discord, and unfortunately the interview became unusable at a certain point. So I'm going to edit this video a little bit here, and we're going to show you at least the first 20 to 30 minutes of our interview with the Bouncer. So we hope that you will enjoy that, and we apologize for whatever part of the interview we didn't get to show you. We got into a little bit more of our horror tournament for our weekly podcast, and unfortunately everything during the horror tournament was unusable. So I'll let you know right now that the winner of the horror tournament came down to Nightmare on Elm Street versus Halloween, and of course we all chose Halloween as the winner of the horror tournament. So we apologize for not being able to bring that to you, especially with a horror guy like the Bouncer being on the show. So I feel horrible about it. I wish there was something I could do, but unfortunately we don't have any more time to record for the week, so we're going to have to just stick with what we have and use what footage we have available to bring to you guys right here. So we're going to show you what little bit we do have, and Mike's fun fact and trivia segment will not be on this week as well, due to me traveling out of state. I'll be going to Iowa this weekend, so I won't be able to do that video this weekend. So we apologize for all the inconvenience, but we hope you guys do enjoy the interview we have with John here, the Bouncer himself, and I hope Tony's also mentioned that he's going to be doing a one-on-one sit-down with him in the coming weeks, so hopefully we'll get to still see him here, and hopefully he'll return for another episode of the podcast where hopefully we won't have any issues. But we apologize for this and hope you guys will still tune in and enjoy the interview that we have. So thank you very much.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yeah, I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fat Boy Cartel podcast. This is episode number 8 of our full podcast here on the channel. My name is Eric. To my left is Brandon and Damon, and underneath me is Tony. And we have a little bit of a special guest tonight here. So I'm going to throw it over to Tony, and he's going to introduce you to him. So Tony, take it away.
All right, guys. Everybody, please welcome the Bouncer, John. And I'm always scared to death that I'm going to butcher your last name, brother, but Catheline, right?
You got it, man.
Awesome.
I don't know why I'm scared to death. Damn Italian name.
I'd have never done that shit. I'd have been like, John.
I haven't had a real name in over 20 years. I haven't had a real last name in over 20 years. My whole life, basically. Nobody says it right, man. But you got it. You got it.
Hey, all right.
Thank you.
I'd have been like, John C.
Cena. All right, man. So I wanted to kind of kick off the show. We're definitely going to get hardcore into the horror tournament, because if anybody is a horror guru, is my man John. And if you can tell by his background, loves horror, all the pops, all the posters, all the movies. So we're definitely going to dig in with that. But I want to get a little, background on you, a little background on your wrestling and your movies. And you got so much going on. You were a busy fucking man, dude.
I tried, man. Wow, wrestling wise, September will be 25 years.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I was talking about it earlier today, seeing all the guys getting fired and stuff, and not to dog like the big promotions, but a lot of people start out and say, hey, man, I want to wrestle for WWE. I want to go here. I want to go there. Dude, I'm happy with the 25 years I spent in the indies. Like, I'm not even sad about it. Like, I'm not sad that I never made it, because look how miserable some of these people are.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, you know me long enough to know that if someone talks shit like that to me, I'm walking. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just I'm not an asshole. I'm not hard to deal with, but I just will straight walk. I'm not going to deal with being treated like shit like that. So for me, as they'll say that, you know, we're the small fish in a big pond, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. You know, like I have no issue with that whatsoever, where everyone else is like, well, I want to get into wrestling, and if I don't make it to WWE in like 2 years, I quit. Why did you even get into it then? You know, like if that's your goal, all power to you. I'm not going to knock you for it. But if you're 10, 15 years in and you realize you're not going to make that, just be happy with what you've done, man.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. Honestly, I don't care about anything else.
Because I mean, like you said, the 10 to 15 years, just think of how many people have attended the shows you've done.
Yeah, and think about the people you inspired. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
To be a wrestler that way. You know what I mean? Because they seen you do it. Yeah, you might not be on, the TV or whatever, but like they come to see you when you perform wherever you are. You know what I mean? Like, and like I told, I've said this before, like for me, indie wrestling to me is way more, it means more because you can tell it means more to the people doing it. You know what I mean? It's not about a paycheck, essentially. Some people just love what they do, and you can see that when they do it. And that's why, like, I take my kids to the indie shows out when they have them out here.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's not the shit in the world, minus the pyro, but
this is still a blast.
I enjoy it.
It's some of the best fun I've had watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been to, 2 shows there?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, for me, I've always said it's like that. It's an intimate setting for people. When I went to my first WWE show, touch anybody, you couldn't even get this close to a person. You're getting swapped away.
Yep.
I went to my first indie show, and I'm this far from Mr. Hughes. That just did myself, but that's okay. But I'm like,
we all
Hughes
remember
and
Mr. Hughes.
like Barry Horowitz and stuff, guys I watched on TV, and I'm like, this is crazy, man. Like this indie stuff is so much like, it's a very intimate setting. The fans get that one-on-one, like with the people that you can't in WWE. You have to pay hundreds of dollars to go take a picture with these people, and sometimes they're miserable bastards.
Yeah, like we yelled at
you guys are miserable bastards too, because some of them are.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, man, like very intimate, more of a setting for people, and it to me it always like it made me that was like the kicker for me. Like I always wanted to do it, but when I went to my first indie show, I was like, this is great. This is what I really want to do this even more now, because of that.
Yeah, we got to yell at BJ Whitmer.
Show. Yeah, fucking the AIW show.
Yeah, and I got fucking a picture. I still have a picture of Jesus,
Jerry Lynn
holding my son at a wrestling show. Yeah, whatever, dude. He asked me to sell his merch, and I was like, of course. And then he goes, how much do I owe you? I go, nothing. He was like, well, I'm going to give you something. I was like, hold my child.
Maybe the Jerry Lynn will rub off on him, and he'll be some fucking. But I just want to throw this out here real quick too. That way, no one. John is a lot like me. We can sit down. We can fucking talk for hours and hours, and we're gonna try and keep it around 2 hours tonight. But in a couple weeks, I'm gonna be going back home, which for me and Brandon is Youngstown, Ohio. I'll be live at Toy Ohio. And then I am going to do a special one-on-one sit-down with Bouncer. And we're going to get into some deep dive of movies, careers, wrestling, all that jazz. And we're just going to have a blast. So look for that on our channel, too. But also, Bouncer won't put himself over because he's not that kind of guy. But I'm going to put that motherfucker over. Dude, he could sit here and say that, I know he's happy on the indies and whatnot. And it kind of was like, well, okay, what have you done? But the motherfucker has done so much. I mean, God, how many times have you and Kurt, Kurt, Club Extreme, how many times have you guys been tag team champions?
24 as of now.
Wow,
24 fucking times. That's like once a year almost. You're coming up on 25 fucking years of wrestling, dude. That's amazing. Just a few of the names that you worked with that I know of off the top of my head. Fucking Greg the Hammer Valentine was one of the first people that you found out why he called him the Hammer.
Dude,
some of our clocks,
giving him the boots and all. We turn around, we're heels, we turn towards the crowd, we're talking shit. I turn around, next thing I know, the man pops me in the face and throws me out of the ring. And I swear to you, I hit the ground and I saw fucking cartoon birds.
Fucking birds.
We got a history now on this show. It's a sore spot.
Fucking birds.
I walk in the back and he goes, "Hey, how was that, brother?" And I look at him and I saw about 4 of them and I was like, hope I'm talking to the right one. I was like,
we're good.
So, I kind of want to jump around a little bit because, like I said, I do want to hit on a few things, and we'll get more, like I said, when we do the personal interview. But would you mind telling the story of the Batista story, please, on the movie set?
Okay, so this was my first and only big time Hollywood set. And honestly, I didn't know what the hell I was getting into. When I first sent in for it, they were looking for Asians and Europeans, and I'm neither of those. But I said, you know what? Why the hell not, right? If you don't try, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent my and they called me, and I was like shocked, right? So they said, hey, can you come out on this Saturday? And I was like, shit, I have a show that night. I'm not gonna be able to do it. They said, all right, well, if anything else comes up, we'll call you back. I figured that was the polite way of saying fuck you, and that's cool, whatever. So they called me a second time, and again, I had a show that night. Can't do it. And I was like, they're never gonna call back again. Like, you screw these people over twice, they're not gonna, right? Sure enough, they called me a third time and said, we really want you to come in for this. Again, I had a show that other Saturday, and I'm like, all right, I can try to make this work. Went out to Mansfield, walked in, and I was actually on time, not bouncer time, I swear.
Bruh.
And the girl had already been talking to the group of people that were there, so I missed everything. So I'm like trying to ask people who I don't know, like, hey, what are we doing? And one dude kind of snubbed me. I was like, all right, cool. So they take us upstairs, and there's a guy that's like in charge of like the stunt crew. He's like, hey guys, we're gonna take you in groups of 3. We're gonna have you run this course. We're gonna throw shit at you. We want to see you duck and dodge and this and that, up the stairs, down the stairs. I said, oh, okay, cool. So thank God I wasn't first, because I want to make an ass out of myself because I have no clue what the hell's going on. So luckily I was the last group. So all I did was duck and dodge a few things. They told us to split camera right, camera left, basically to see if you can just take instruction. And they were like, cool, we'll let you know. And I was like, I was here for all of 15 minutes. Like, that's it. All right. So, again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So we go downstairs, and the girl takes like a prison photo of us. She's like, here, hold your name up and we'll take a picture of you. I'm like, am I going to jail or am I about to be in a movie? I don't know what that's right. So she's like, if you guys get in, we'll call you immediately because there's mandatory rehearsals on Monday. So this was a Saturday. So I went and did the show. I was late for that, but they knew it. It was bouncer time for sure. So I checked my email, nothing. Sunday, nothing. And they called me out of the blue on Sunday and are like, if you want it, you're in. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, cool. So we go do mandatory rehearsals, and they're telling us like, they're running down the scene. They're like, Batista's going to come in with this big ass gun. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm doing a scene with Batista? Oh fuck. All right. This is great. Right. So, we go back the following Monday, and, we have a babysitter because, we're not capable of doing things on our own, which is great. So they take us down to wardrobe. We get our stuff. She tells me that we need a belt because we're going to give you a gun. And that's not, but okay. So I go down there and I put this belt on. And as I'm putting it on, she's like, we need you on set. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go in and she goes, you see, sadly enough, the guy's name was Tony, but he wasn't cool like you. She goes, you see Tony? I was like, yeah, I see him. And she goes, he'll tell you where to go. So I walk up to him and she said, I need to come down here. He goes, yeah, you know where the fuck you were last Monday? And I was like, he goes, go back there. All right. I've only been to this place once in my entire life, so I'm going back where I know. It's pitch black. You got the stunt guys doing their, going through their stunts and shit, so I politely walk around that. And I get to this part of the building where I wasn't the Monday before, and I go to cut this corner, and I see all this camera equipment, all this shit, and I'm not supposed to. And then I look, and there's Batista, and he looks at me and goes, hey, how you doing? So in my head, I had a brief second to think, do I become an asshole and not speak to this guy? Because prior to this, they sent us a thing like, you can't talk to these guys, don't bother them, don't ask for pictures, nothing. So like, I couldn't even breathe. I was like scared shitless, I'm gonna get kicked off set. So it's just people etiquette, not even wrestling etiquette. I said, back to him, I said, hey, how's it going, man? And I cut that corner quick as shit to get out of there. Next thing you know, man, he goes, hey. And I was like, fuck, I'm in trouble. So I turn around, man, and it's dark in there. And he's like staring at me. He goes, you know who the wrestler Taz is? I laughed and I said, yeah. He goes, holy fucking shit, you look just like him. And I'm like, I started to laugh at that point. He goes, no, I'm fucking serious, man. I had to do a double take. I thought you were him. Bullshit about wrestling. And I told him that, I'm a worker and stuff. And we bullshit for a couple minutes. He goes about his way. I go about mine. And I find all the guys that, I'm supposed to be with and shit. And they're like, hey, man, we tried to stop you. I was like, no, you didn't. None of you motherfuckers said shit. I'm about to get kicked out of this motherfucker. You guys didn't say shit, right? So Joey Vincent was there. And I'm telling him the story. And I'm like, dude, this just fucking happened, blah, blah, blah. And the one guy goes, that's bullshit. And I was like, I mean, it is what it is, bro. So we're lined up to do the scene again. And Batista comes walking through. So he gets through the first couple guys. He says, gentlemen, sees me, hits me on the shoulder and goes, Taz. And keeps walking. What the fuck, dude? So the guy looked at me, he goes, holy shit. I was like, just saying, bro.
Like, fucking told you.
5 minutes later, we're standing there, and here comes Sylvester Stallone. It was like super surreal, man, because everybody, you tell a couple of people you're going to do this type of movie, and they're like, you're never going to see those guys and all that shit. I didn't go there. I went there to be a part of a film. I didn't go to hang out with Batista or Sylvester Stallone. That was a bonus, you know, and it was cool as shit. I got to see them and interact with those people, but at the same time, I didn't set out as a fangirl. You know, I would have loved to have gotten a picture with both guys just to say, hey, but I respected the rules. As much as I didn't want to, I had to.
Yeah.
Where other guys followed them into the bathroom and shit. Do shit. Like in the bathroom.
Wow.
Like, that's kind of
That's trifling.
like, come on, man.
But-
You thirsty, bruh.
I don't know, right?
No, but from the sound of it, if you could have ran into Batista after all this shit went down,
I know.
Right.
probably would have taken a picture with you.
The fact that he thought you was Taz, though.
But that's the running joke. Everyone says fucking John looks like Taz. So it's just so funny that
I've
fucking,
said it before.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, especially when he throws his glasses on.
Yeah. And does that look.
You know, it was
Dude,
actually
John
funny.
is
You know that TikTok
Good,
that I posted when I did the Taz transformation thing?
Yeah.
Fucking like that and fucking followed me. Big Vito.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off the other night, dude. It popped up that he liked it, and I was like, is that Vito for real? And it's him.
That's awesome, man. That is
That's
awesome.
fucking funny.
It's great.
But so obviously, for people that don't know, Halloween is my favorite movie, John's favorite movie, and I think that's not just like our favorite horror movie. I think that's like probably overall favorite movie in general. And
Yes,
I know you love a lot of movies, you love a lot of different kinds, but I mean, I think horror is definitely our niche. I think that's one of the things that really brought us together, and like as friends and everything else, and something we really bonded over. So that love is kind of transitioned not only into, you know, wrestling, because I do see some influences in your gear and things of that nature, but I also see it in the fact that your your YouTube show, channel, whatever you'd like to call it, the Horror Guys, you and Alan and you and Kevin, I mean, it says it right there in the name, the Horror Guys. You guys do a great show, which I'm really looking forward to another episode coming out hopefully soon.
Yeah, man.
Just talking about things, and you know, you guys have subjects every show just about, you know, best kill or best movie and stuff like that. What the fuck?
Yo, your phone just like vibrated, brother.
Look, man, look, I'm in the middle of a
Oh, that was your phone? That shit was like wham, wham.
But again, that transitions into that, and then with the movie making that you do, because you are a you are an actor. You've done a lot of commercials. You've done some movies, and they're horror flicks, and that leads into your directorial debut. Excuse me, of your own movie, Hallows Eve. Would you mind telling us a little bit about Hallows Eve?
Oh, dude, like, so basically, Matt, who you follow on Facebook, so Matthew Mark
Yep.
Hunter, he's in charge of MMH production. So he had this idea of doing like a ABC's of Death type of film where you would take, we were going to do, with numbers. Sorry, I like went blank there for a second. So we took numbers, and he basically took 20 directors, and they randomly got a number selected to them. So you basically had to surround your movie around this number that you were given. So when he first said it, I like jumped on it immediately. I was like, man, I'm in. Then I thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm not ready for this, right? Like, I always wanted to do it, but I wasn't sure if we could pull it off. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. We got number 11. So we did the whole cool little thing where it was Hallows Eve spelled with the 2 1s.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? A lot of ideas that Alan and I had before about doing like an anthology. So, of course, we had to cut some of that out. But like just an idea of doing like an anthology type film. So we started coming up with ideas. For some weird reason, I wanted to use a Ouija board, which I've never touched a day in my life. And I know why now, because some weird shit was going down, like our light turned off.
Nah, brother. That's
Nope, don't fuck with the nope.
I've been like 2 of them places, man.
I won't fuck with the Ouija board. I'll go in a haunted house. Won't fuck with a Ouija board though.
But I got to, what was cool about it was so like I got to bring in the people that I'm comfortable with and the ones that I like being around and stuff. So it was a group of we were fun. I mean, we were up till 2:30 in the morning doing this on that Saturday night we filmed the party scene. We laughed the whole time. I mean, it was just fun as shit. We got you in there. You were one of the newspaper victims. You know, so like, basically we're hoping to make a sequel. But Matt is also going to carry over and do another one of those too, based on another element. I can't really say what it is yet, but I'm hoping to jump in on that too. So I guess I'm making another one at some point. You know,
That's dope though, man.
Nice.
Well, I've talked to the boys a little bit about the food that me and you have talked about, Bouncer, and definitely think that's going to happen. I hate to see, you know, I hate to see what I'm going to come up with my.
Dude, here's the thing. One of the biggest things was you doubted yourself a little bit. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if you have an idea, go with it. I don't care how stupid it sounds to anybody else, man. Because honestly, somebody's going to fucking like it. Dude.
Yeah.
There's so many different, like you said, there's so many different genres of horror movies. And you don't know what people are going to like. You know what I mean? Like, I know I've been in shit that some people probably say that's garbage. To you, that's garbage, not to me.
Right.
I had a blast doing it, you know?
Listen, the thing you need to remember is this. There are people in the world who like to lay under tables, glass tables, while people squat. That's all I'm saying.
Apparently, Hank Hudson. I'm just saying.
Oh, boy, Hank loved them Cleveland boy.
Just saying.
That's a rumor I've heard for years. He likes the old glass bottom boat. Just saying.
Oh, speaking of shit, you remember our ROH trip?
Dude, I'm like the guy from what is it, American Pie? Like, I will not shit in a public restroom. I can't do it.
Oh, I won't do it either. I won't fucking do it either.
I literally just posted something on Facebook. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? I said if I ever wrote a book about public restrooms, it would be called Dust and Dick Hairs, because that's all that's on the fucking toilet. That's all that's there, right? I don't want to sit in it. I don't give a shit on the toilet paper you put on there looking like a mummy.
My God.
Those plastic wraps. Like, I don't care. I'm not doing it, right?
Here it goes.
Now, here's the thing. I've heard this story. I heard it the day they came back. I heard this story.
It's so bad, man.
And then, like, I legitimately was like, what the fuck, dude?
Man, listen, like, we all hit that bathroom with so much force, right? And there's like, we're 4 deep into these fucking stalls right next to each other, right? And the only one that could do anything was that dude, Todd. And every time he fucking farted, he laughed. So it was like a beatbox. It was like a beatbox and shit at the same time.
Oh my
It was
God.
like this shit, like terrible. The rest of us couldn't do nothing because we just couldn't do it, man. It was like you had to force yourself to do it.
Oh my God, that shit
I
was
fucking, dude, I heard
hilarious.
this story the day they came back. Tony told me this shit, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Oh my God.
All right.
oh,
Fuck,
sweet
you gotta be
Jesus.
Christmas giggling on our show.
My God.
I watched that
Dick
toilet with so much paper. It looked like a fucking mummy. Like, I still couldn't do it. Nope. This is what I try to tell females. Like, it's harder for us, man, because we got to put our shit in the bowl. I'm not putting my shit in the bowl. I'm not doing it. I'll piss on the floor first. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not putting it in the bowl. So it's
not
hard
touching.
to wrap that shit.
Like, if it touches, it's it. You gotta leave it there because you don't know. Like, it's gotta stay. Like, it's part of it now.
Yeah.
If it touched the water, oh, it's a wrap. Like, if it hit, bro, I'm done.
If it touches the water, you gotta hit the God that when you flush, it goes down with it. Like, just take it with you. Like,
Like, you keep it. That's yours now.
it's hard.
Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.